Stephen, I want to go back to this chart, which really gauges again the Make America Great Again moment, the boom economy that we've got. Bring it on over here, Eric. Here we are at 4.1% GDP, and you've said this is a one-off. As we come down, is it a lessening of consumption? Is it a lessening of investment? It's certainly not a lessening of government spending, I think, or is it a net export mix? What gets us from 4 down to under 3%?
Right. Well, the boost to get us to 4 in the second quarter was mostly from trade. We had a big improvement in trade, which is obviously not likely to be sustainable. The good news is that the biggest pieces of GDP, consumer spending and business investment, have both been strong, and I would think are likely to remain strong.
Then how do you get from 4 to 2%? I don't get the math.
Well, 2 is like a couple years out. I think we'll do better than 3 in the second half of the year, and I think we'll still be well above 2% next year. But over time, I think, obviously the labor market can't continue to be this tight forever. Fed's bringing policy back to a less accommodative stance. Eventually, you'll taper down over the next several years.
Stephen, the U.S. surprise index, economic surprise index, continues to fall. Does that continue to be a trend that the market needs to pay attention to?
Well, I think the worry in the market right now is tied up in the trade situation. I think people are worried that the trade situation, which is at this point mostly more of a risk than a reality, but that it will kind of mushroom and we'll have bigger issues going forward.
Yep.
It's certainly a confidence issue. I think there, as the FOMC minutes noted, there are already some businesses that are holding off on an investment because of the uncertainties around trade, and that could become a bigger story as the trade issue develops.
Well, okay, the trade issue develops. I mean, that's the uncertainty that's out there. I mean, there's a lot of, our theme today, there's a lot of ambiguity going into Q4, isn't there?
Right. Well, and I think in a lot of ways, the trade story today is much like, say, the tax and regulatory story was several years ago, where the businesses just feel like there's a lot of uncertainty, there's a lot of potential negative repercussions out there, and as a result, I'm just going to sit on my hands and wait and see what happens.